Good morning. It's a beautiful Sunday morning and we are back at the NYAYO National Stadium for the final day of the fourth leg of the KVF National Men's Volleyball League. And this morning, the teams that are starting us off are Kenya Forest and Equity Bank. And we are glad to be able to bring you this action live, of course, courtesy of Trailblazers Volleyball Club and Mafro Sports. On the commentating desk, it's yours truly, Emmanuel Yegon, and my colleague
Florence Busire. What a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is up, promising to assure surety of a very good day that is going to be filled with a lot of action, starting from the match that is just starting right now, KFS against Equity Bank.
Yes, and Equity Bank are off to a good start. Of course, that's the first point for Equity, if I am not wrong. And of course, we are happy to bring you all the action for the day. Remember to keep it locked at TVC Volleyball Club YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe because we are going to bring you a lot more action from here at the NYAYO Stadium. Let us know where you're watching from, and we will definitely serve you right with the action here. Florence, what do you expect today?
Well, considering how KFS have been playing for the better part of the start of the leagues, the men leagues matches in the earlier days, I see they're going to be a worthy opponent for Equity. Equity having very dependable players who are young, players who are quick and very fast. The coach having a rich history in coaching even the national team. So this is going to be quite the match, I expect, and the fans are showing up slowly but surely, showing the excitement that is expected in this particular match.
And like I said yesterday, there is not any reason to write off any particular team.
Definitely
what we expect to see is that they will minimize the errors that we saw the teams having yesterday. John Kihanya there for Kenya Forest, and we saw what he did, those blockouts that he used in their match against TVC, I think.
Yes, in the match against TVC.
On Friday. Equity Bank haven't played any game in this leg so far. This is the first game because their opponents did not show up, and so this is the first time in this leg that they are playing. So Kenya Forest is leading with 5 points. Equity Bank still at 2. So that is quite an early lead for the Kenya Forest side.
Considering that Kenya Forest have been playing a few matches in the past 2 days, and Equity having not played any matches, I don't know whether the fact that they haven't had the feel of the ball is going to really affect their performance in this particular match. We do not know. But if KFS is smart enough, they can use that to their advantage. Equity is slowly picking up, which we have seen in the past matches that can be really costly. You do not want your opponent to stay ahead of you quite for too long.
Yeah, Ivan Arori there trying it, and then Kihanya goes in even harder. Ivan going there to just fake that jump, fake that attack, and the opponent cowed in the process. So worked for him there. Ivan Arori with the service there, Siret with that reception.
It's outside.
That ball goes, it was tactical, yes, but the direction of that ball is the one that had an issue. But even so, John Kihanya was too slow to defend that, and he could easily have been found off guard. Siret again with that poor reception. Their opposite hitter there going in really hard. Let's see another one for Siret, and it goes out of play. Kenya Forest happy with the early lead. It's 5 points now.
And it's quite a lead. 5 points ahead is really a lot of points.
Yeah,
to come back from.
There with the service. Ivan with that service there. See, Aha, that ball could not be picked. I think that is Nyongesa or Wekesa. We'll get the name right shortly. And then he goes to serve. Equity Bank. There's a net touch by the Equity Bank side. Yeah, it's Wekesa actually, jersey number 12 for Equity Bank. John Kihanya goes in. Nicely picked up there by the libero, and then Siret uses that blockout technique that we've seen being in use severally here. There seems to be a net touch.
But that was quite a quick rebound from Forest Rangers, having blocked that ball and actually picked the rebounds himself. Very good reaction tactic right there.
Well, it wasn't enough to ensure that they continue with that point. And that is a quick ball there by Nathan Kimotho. Of course, again, the setter there, Julius Mwai, who is also the captain, being very tactical with the way he plays his balls. Just by starting by watching the attackers on the other end, the blockers rather. Ivan Arori picks it up. It's Mwai again, and then John Kihanya goes in with that beautiful pipe there. That combination of Wilson there for the blocking defense for Equity Bank, and Mugo as well. Kennedy Mugo wasn't enough to contain that attack.
Kirongo seems to be really worried, looking at the scores right now, 11-5. That Equity timeout was timely.
Very early one.
And very timely, very timely.
Yeah,
if you
we
let
want
them
to ensure that that gap does not grow any further.
And it really is a gap. 6 points ahead is really a very huge gap. You don't want them to get to 15, 16. If you've not yet hit the 10-point mark, that means that they will maintain minimally, say, 5 points ahead of you.
Exactly.
If they get to 16 before you get to the 10-point mark.
And you can see Basil Orega there during the break having a conversation with Vitalis Wekesa. And the other libero who's now in the pitch is Beethoven Okombo. Wilson there. Wilson Cheriot going in really fast to earn that point. There seems to be an issue with a correction rather with the scoreboard there. You have to give it to Abraham Kimboy, the player with jersey number 14 for Equity Bank there. He has quite a jump, quite a swing, and of course a lot of power that he puts behind those balls there. Is it a block-out? Yes, it is.
It's also important to note that he's not quite tall for his, but the kind of game that he brings to the pitch is really something to look at. That
Vitalis Wekesa there, contained by Ivan, the other blockers for Kenya Forest. There seems to be a net touch again. It is Ivan Arori and Douglas Kipchumba as well as Moses Kamau in that blocking defense, with Mwai there with that service. Siret will go for that pipe, and he's able to earn that. Again, we have a combination of really, not even a combination rather, but just really good setters on each side of the pitch.
Both setters being very good, well established.
And
Mwai
on
the other
side.
Really well established setters who have grasped
really good
their
fighters.
positions.
Siret there with another service error, and you'll see in the statistics at the end of this set that
that will cost
one
the
team will, earn a lot of points from opponent errors.
From the opponent's error, true.
Vitalis again with another poor reception there. Abraham Kimboi tries to set it, and the referee decides they have touched that ball more than the required number of times. Vitalis again. Oh, Abraham Kimboi goes in too hard, even beating the 3-man block. Look at that. So they expected that Wilson would go for it,
but he did.
But he didn't.
The setter
So
was
Abraham.
really fast at setting
He's
that
actually an opposite hitter going in for that pipe.
ball. Oh, that is quite interesting. You see, those are the kinds of formations that the setters try to use in order to split those blocks.
Yeah.
You can never quite tell which player is going to play that ball, and it really requires a lot of concentration and a lot of speed on the part of the player who's going to attack. So basically whatever a setter is going to be judged with is his tact and skill, besides his accuracy during setting of these balls.
Another one. The ball is still in play.
Good backward defense from KFS, and Kehanya
I hope there's
gives
no
that
injury
point to
there.
KFS, still
look at
maintaining
that.
the lead.
Equity Bank are yet to settle in this match, really.
They are yet to settle.
And if they are banking on a comeback, then Kenya Forest are equally good fighters.
I think it will take more than just playing the normal volleyball for them to close that gap. It really is a good, a very huge gap between
Abraham
the two teams.
Kimboi,
Still up, it's still up.
Ivan, let's see whether he will, he's able to pick it up again. There seems to be
there seems to be 10-16, like we just said, 16, then they get to 10, they're safe. Not quite too safe, but really somewhere.
You have a team that is already running away. But again, if they make those errors in reception like we have seen now, that was easy for Vitalis Wekesa there to just dunk that first shot there. NYAYO again, it is John Kehanya, and he gets a blockout. He has started his technique.
And I wonder whether the coaches see this and talk to their players, like this player is going to use this particular formation to get points. That ball did not even get to the end of the net, so it was easy for the center blocker to block
Abraham
it.
Kimboi again.
Using the same tactic. Using the same tactic.
Kenya Forest with a dose of their own medicine there. And that point has been granted to Equity. I think he stepped on the line there, considering he's in the backcourt now, Abraham Kimboi.
Well, let's see that once again.
Yep,
he did step on that line.
And now KFS another 7 points ahead. Vitalis, the libero Tanui there, picks it, but it goes too far away from the court. So it means, again, there was a lot of power behind that ball by Vitalis Wekesa for Equity Bank. Formerly of Nyanza Prisons, Vitalis.
Very interesting.
And he's played really well in Equity Bank in the season so far. He goes to serve.
Also shows the importance of having as many teams as possible in the league.
Yep.
Creating opportunities for players to get better.
Yeah, as the league goes on, the teams are also scouting within the teams that are in the league.
True, very true.
Which is a good thing. So
that is evident with whatever is happening at KPA right now.
Yeah.
Having lost a lot of players to Kenya Forest Rangers, they're actually a team to watch in the coming season. Once these players are done with their training and back on court, they're a team to watch. Those are very good players that have gone into the KFS camp. KFS leading 18-13.
Issue the reception there, and then Ivan.
A loss of concentration once again.
It's now 4 points, I think, between the two teams. Equity trying really hard to catch up. And when you're playing catch up,
you have to play twice as harder.
Twice as hard, yeah. And this set is theirs for the taking.
It is theirs for the taking.
But if they make any other errors, then
It will be very costly.
Yeah, we can see Kenya Ports Authority coming in there. I remember their beautiful match yesterday against the Kenya Defence Forces. They really fought hard again from behind to win that match. I want to believe that we're going to see a 5-setter.
Possible,
in this match
very
between
possible.
Kenya Forest and Equity Bank.
Very possible to see a 5-setter.
Vitalis Wekesa with the service. Now it's 3 points. And then Vitalis goes there, serves out of court. Back to their 4-point lead, Kenya Forest. John Kehanya goes to the serving court, the serving area there. With all the dynamics outside here, the speed of the wind, the sun.
The sun, quite a challenge to...
Abraham Kemboi spinning that in, John Kehanya picks it. It will be Kehanya again. He looks at that gap.
Was there a net touch? There is a net touch.
Mugo there, cannot believe it.
And they hit the 20-point mark.
Now it is home stretch.
It's a home stretch for KFS and a comfortable lead at that.
Yeah.
They just need 5 points to get to the
Yes.
end of the set, and Equity needs 5 points to get to where KFS is at now.
Keep Kosgei there with that net touch. For Equity Bank, John Kehanya again. I almost thought it's a net serve.
It was
Abraham
quite close to
Kemboi.
the net, and it
And
comes back with the same
well.
vigor that it crossed the net.
Yes.
Very
I
strong
think
jump service
Abraham
right there.
Kemboi there, being very useful for Equity Bank.
Very, very
More like what
useful.
we saw Nimrod Kamadi
Do
do
for
for TVC.
very, very true, very true. You want to get a good server out of serving position as soon as you can, because receiving those balls is not quite easy. It is not easy.
Wilson there with that beautiful kill. They had an error in reception again. That ball going over to the other side, and Mugo taking advantage of that. Abraham Lagat with that service for Equity Bank, and there seems to be a blockout.
It's a blockout once again.
Another 4 points.
Lead for KFS and 4 points to go to take the sets. It's out. It's outside.
That's another outside serve by Nathan Kimotho there for KFS. His captain, Julius Mwai, is disappointed. And now we have Kennedy Mugo with the service, and the coach having a conversation with him there, Mr. Kirongo. I tend to look at Mugo in the way he serves, especially. He has some similarity. It's actually 17-21. So I was saying Mugo has a lot of similarity with Bosire of Kenya Ports Authority in the way he serves.
Very true. They tend to be tactical in their services.
They are.
Pretty much what is
Two
needed
gentlemen.
when you're serving a ball. You don't just serve it casually across the net.
Tano
Make
picks
it easier for your opponent. And a good play, good save there. And it's out.
Ivan.
It is out. It is
That was
out.
such a gamble
Seems to
by
have
Ivan
hit
Arori
his
there. I think
libero, unfortunately. But
his the technical bench there. We're having a conversation with him. And now there is a change. They bring in Toll for that middle blocking area. Siret picks it, and I think he's going to go for it.
and that
Abraham
ball
Kemboi again
is
playing a really beautiful pipe there.
that pipe is proving to be very difficult to defend.
I actually
For
thought
both
that
teams,
Siret would
actually.
go for it and not the opposite hitter. But yeah, that is the second ball he's playing, Abraham Kemboi.
And they seem not to tame
They
it.
haven't been able to tame him. Siret with the service. The other time he served on the net. It is Ivan. Will he save it? No.
very many
Wilson
attempts
there
to save it,
and,
but unfortunately it
Abraham
does
Kemboy
for
fighting to keep that ball alive, but it is too late.
you've got to fight to the last minutes. Well, 23-19 in favor of KFS. Will they take this set? We wait to see. Very simple service.
Moses come out with that simple service. Mwai picks it up, and it is Kamau
Oh
again.
my,
But,
unfortunate once
well, there was a
again.
lot of power, but it was misdirected power. So, and now 3 points ahead. Anything is possible in volleyball.
Anything
Wilson
is
with that
possible.
service. Mwai thinks about Ivan there, and of course Lagat and Vitalis are right on time with that response in defense.
Equity seem
And
to have
Toll
improved on
couldn't
their
pick that up. Neither could Tanui, the libero.
their
And
block
they
defense
go out
was
on that timeout.
the Equity seem to have majorly improved on their block defense. Probably
Well, yeah, I think they
knowing
have more points in their block.
they have more
defense.
points
We'll
in
have a
block
look at
defense
that.
compared to their attack line, but
Yeah.
we are yet to see whether that works out. It really does show in the even in the score margin, having come up from a 6-point trailing to now what 2
It's
points.
2 points actually.
And actually when it matters, just close to the end of the set, so it will take a lot. It will take a lot for them to take the set, but they are really on the right track.
Well, the match is back and they are still serving. I think it's Abraham. No, it's actually Lagat with the service for Equity Bank. Let us see whether they are able to receive that ball. Well, they are. There's a net touch. There is a net touch.
There's a net touch, seemingly an over reception from KFS right there. The setter being a bit
Mwai,
short,
yeah.
unable to get to that ball.
Tanui picks it up. It is John Kehanya, and that ball is still in play. Abraham Kemboy goes in really hard, and it is
There was nobody,
23 all.
literally no man's land on court. Nobody attempted to go for that ball. They did not expect the trajectory of that ball to be that fast and that
If
well
there was an
positioned.
attempt, actually, Mwai would have picked that ball up.
He would, but
from his
seemingly it was a
position,
bit
he
too fast for him.
Couldn't have done that. They
And
have
could
made a
it
change.
also be
They have brought in Jeremiah Minor, KFS. John, there is a net touch.
there's a net touch, but good backward defense right there.
There is a net touch.
So disappointed somebody touched the net.
Player number, that should be Abraham Kemboy again. And KFS are at set point. They shouldn't have really struggled, KFS, because they had a comfortable 6-point lead
A very
at some
comfortable lead.
point. And of course the errors they have made in service. Vitalis picks it up. It is Abraham Kemboy.
Still in play, still in play.
And
Mugo
now
trying to
Vitalis.
change. He plays with those hands. 24, 23, or is
No,
it
it's
24
all
all?
now.
Well, Equity seem to have corrected on their many mistakes, and
Now they
KFS probably overexcited.
Abraham Kemboy there. Is it picked well? Of course. John Kehanya should have done his block out technique. And now Siret kills them.
Well, tables seem to be turning
They
right here.
Pretty fast at that. Pretty
Very
fast.
fast.
Yeah. Minor, who just came in, wasn't able to pick that up. Mugo. Is it Mugo? No, it's not. Still Abraham Kemboy with that service. It is Ivan, and he kills it. Again, back to 25 all.
25 all.
So whoever is able to defend well, one hoping that they are able to ensure that they serve right, KFS, and then defend it, then they can go to set point.
The
Tanui
libero
having a
there
conversation with his server.
telling
I think
him
it's
it
Ivan.
really is important to put the ball on court.
Yeah,
give them a chance to
want to
defend
believe they're going to serve
that
to Siret
point.
or the libero. Yeah, to Siret, like I
It's
said,
out.
but
It's
goes
out
out of play.
despite
There's a lot
that
of tension,
warning.
yeah?
There's a lot of
and
tension.
KFS have brought in their other setter, Otieno, in place of Mwai. I think Mwai comes back to set now. Equity are at set point. This is going to be an interesting match.
It's going to be very interesting. Well, KFS have been using a specific line of attack,
service,
which seem not to be
Mwai,
bearing fruits. Mwai
and it is over for KFS.
really regretting
they were leading for the most part from the beginning, actually.
From the beginning, and also with a very comfortable lead of 6 points.
And now they walk as they change the court there. I am sure there is quite a conversation is going on with their coach there, because how do you give away your 6-point lead?
Exactly, and
lose that set eventually? They're going to have quite the conversation.
Well, KFS have been using Mwai for the better part of the set, and that proved to be obvious for Equity. They knew if we take care of Mwai, then the team is gone. And Mwai slowly decided to get out. I don't know whether it was a decision he made or it just happened, because if you're called up to perform, then you have to perform. You're leading the team from the front. Unfortunately, he did not hold that to the end of the set. That has proved costly. He lost concentration, lost his power, and generally, I would say the blockers discouraged or disoriented him. All the balls all of a sudden were being blocked, and the team was thrown back into some form of confusion, because if your leader is shaky, then the rest of the team is going to shake. So congratulations to Equity for that comeback. It is a comeback.
I'm sure we will have a look at the errors that they made, and you'll see like that one now there. The net attack, the net service, serving out of court for either teams.
And the net touches, very
really
many.
has cost KFS, because have a look at the statistics there. Of course, it's 27-25 in favor of Equity Bank. Points from attacks are 16 for Equity and 13 for KFS. The blocking area, we said Equity Bank really mastered that, and of course you see that they got more points from that. There was no service ace, but here in terms of points and from opponent errors, you see that KFS have 11, Equity 8. Although while they earned more points from opponent errors, KFS, they also gave away more points because of the errors that they had, and that is why that margin there in terms of the points is just 2 points, but they have given out, they've given away that set.
Also important to note the attack area.
Yeah.
Equity decided to attack.
Yep, they did, and now we are going to see whether KFS will be able to arrest Equity Bank, who are running away with this. The second set is on, I believe.
Yes, that's the back with the second set.
Oh yeah, they're just getting back on court.
KFS looking rather disappointed that they did not take that first set. It kind of boosts your morale when you take the first set.
And
it was disappointing.
On the other side, you do not want to give Equity Bank that psyche to play. Now their morale is up there,
It is.
They have known that they are able to take all the sets, right? And now they're in control of their game.
They are having one set
game
ahead.
And considering they came from down to win that set, they are going to really push these guys to the limit. You see what Mugo does now?
Now Mugo decides to enjoy
he
himself.
has the latitude to be creative.
Yes.
Look at that. Kimodo, or is it Kamau? Yeah, I think Kimodo could not anticipate that, and you do not want to blink when Mugo is in the front court there, because
easily picked
you will
by
be
Mugo.
Caught unawares. Hey, Abraham
Still up. Net touch. There was a net touch.
Net touch by the Equity side.
And something about the Equity side is all their departments are functioning.
They are functional.
The
yeah.
blocks are
You
functioning,
have
the
to give it to
setting
them.
department is functioning. Just a bit of error on the part of service, maybe one or two, but they are on form, quite literally. There's another net touch.
This time by KFS. Those errors are rearing their ugly heads too early in the game. Siret with that service. It is Ivan.
Still up.
That ball
It
is
is
still
still up.
Oh.
Backward defense.
Tanui picks it, the libero there, and it is still Ivan this time around.
He does get a point. And they take an early lead, or is it
No,
equalized 2-2?
Yeah, it's 2-all. KFS with the service. Vitalis Wakesa picks it up. Mugo, and now Wilson. And you see the guys who are defending there in the backcourt for KFS are really too far, and those flanks really are just empty spaces for Equity Bank to just drop those balls. Wilson with that service. John Kihanya picks it up. It is John Kihanya. Is it a block out? Bloat.
Ball was too close to the net. There was no way he would have gone through the net with that.
Kihanya picks
Still in
it.
play.
Back
Well
to
set,
Another
Kihanya.
one.
Again, the ball is too close to the
Lagat.
center blocker. Too close to the
Lagat
center
sort
blocker.
of
KFS might
tells
have
him
to
you
change
do
their
something
setter.
more than just that.
You see, the trajectory of that ball was
Yep,
too close to the
yep,
center
yep. It
blocker.
was too easy for
There
Lagat
was
there.
no way he would escape that. Maybe
No
if he
room for
decided
creativity,
to dodge
no
that
room
ball.
to dodge. Vitalis Wakesa there with that block out off of the hands of Ivan Arori. Because of his height, and of course when he stretches his arms to block,
Very,
there's a
very
lot
long
of surface
arms.
area for
Yes, and a little
that
room
block
for
out. Yep.
that ball
Kihanya
to
picks
go
it.
across.
Picks it poorly. It's back to him.
Fortunately,
He also tries that,
he breaks
and he
the block
is
course.
able to
It's also a challenge for KFS to defend in the backcourt area because the front court defense is not so solid. You want to align yourself with the blockers, the block formation, but there is no block formation. They are confused in front there, so it's majorly affecting the backcourt defense.
Ivan with the service, easily picked up by Siret, and Lagat, of course, with a level of jumping that he has, like
And
his
speed.
vertical jump and just the speed with which he attacks, really. He's good.
He is very good.
He's
He is
good.
very good. Well, Equity are comfortably in front with 6 against KFS 3.
John Kihanya there again.
Blocks
his
again.
Block out technique. It is Vitalis, and that ball is in play. I think there was a touch out.
The ball was actually still on court.
It's on court,
It
okay.
was on court.
Vitalis. Oh yeah, he's taking advantage of Mwai's height.
Like I said, the front court defense is non-existent in KFS. They need to do something, I don't know what, because again they have their disadvantage of height. The Equity blockers being a bit taller than they are. Good
It is
service
Abraham
and
Kemboy with the service there, he doesn't get to Mwai. John Kehanya.
Mwai
just-
trying
oh, it is still
all
in
he
play.
can.
Vitalis again. Of course, he had to play it there. Where Mwai is trying to block.
And
Vitalis goes really high.
and hits it comfortably and really
That
hard.
is a timeout there. This time around, it's Equity who are leading with 5 points.
Yes, and they seem to be very solid in their performance in this particular set. Not
Now
shaky
they are
in
settled,
any way. They are
Equity.
really settled.
And you can see even the coach Kirongo is not moving up and about on the touchline.
He's not worried. He's
Yeah.
definitely not worried.
When today reminds me, Florence, we are giving away branded hoodies.
Yes, we are. We are giving away branded hoodies to our lovely viewers. We are yet to tell them what they need to do in order to get the hoodies, very beautiful hoodies from TVC.
We will, of course, in the course of this match, give away one, and we'll let you know how you are able to earn yourself one. But in the meantime, if you want a replica of the playing kits, you can place your order. Just stay tuned throughout this process to have a look at the number, so that you are able to know the number that you're going to use in making or placing your order. Now Otieno is in court replacing NYAYO, and Kamau there as well is back on court. That is an service out of court by Equity Bank. What is it going to be? Are they going to be able to fight and come back like Equity did in the first set?
Well, it is possible, but
It
with
is
the kind
possible.
of errors we're seeing right now, it's going to take quite a lot.
We wait and see. Oh, Mr. Simple.
There's a net touch.
There's a net touch.
On Equity side, seemingly. But that was a very good opportunity to get a direct point.
Another one by John Kehanya there. I think he is fond of his jump service. It's now 3 points between the two teams. And it's lands squarely on the net.
He's probably shaken by the effects of that first set loss. He has not been the same in this set since the beginning of this set. It seems to have affected him mentally.
You do not want to give away your stable position, your stable lead. Ivan is trusted there by Otieno.
Still in play. It's still in play. Still in play. Very good effort. It did not go. Did it go across?
Playing it back, I think
pitch?
It went out of that antenna there.
Probably anticipated.
It is out of court.
6-9. South side again. The errors in service. Could it be the effect of this particular court? I don't know.
That affects every side.
It does affect this, because these errors have been happening across all teams that have played on this particular court. They have not mastered how to measure the amount of power. I don't know whether it's the element of wind that again pushes the ball. We do not know.
Easy placement there.
KFS trying to bridge that gap.
It's now 3 points between the two teams. Otieno goes to serve. Nicely picked up by the libero there, and it is Abraham.
What an error! What an error!
Did he swing? And there was no defense actually.
None whatsoever.
Look at that.
Mugo had given him the leisure of attacking the ball.
Thinking about Wilson there in the middle.
Definitely, they were.
And Mugo decides it's going to be played the other way. It's
another net serve.
Net serve by Otieno for.
That's I think
Forest.
a total of 4 points. Free
3 points given away by Kenya Forest. And if you add 4 points to their 8 points there, they could be at 12 scores.
They could be at 12 scores. And Equity at 7.
Yep.
Well, choices have consequences.
And choices have consequences. Mogo with that service there. Kamau picks it up. Otieno and Kimodo. Ivan actually takes that ball out of play himself.
So disappointed
trying
by
to
that
sort
move.
of cover himself there, even after blocking. And that is an own goal.
Desperate to get a point, but unfortunately it was too much.
That is Maguire playing characteristic of what Maguire does for Manchester United.
Giving points to the opponent. The opponent might not be able to score, but Maguire will give them a free score.
Yep.
I don't know how true that is.
It's almost similar to what they are doing with the net serves, actually.
Exactly, absolutely. Very true.
That's,
you're giving 3 points to your opponent.
3 points. Oh, look at what Wilson is doing. Guy is having a field day there. There's no one to stop him.
Forest Ranger needs to settle mentally, not quite physically, because they are good.
No, they're good physically.
Mentally,
they're really good fighters.
they're completely disoriented.
that loss that they had
Still outside.
really destabilized them. It's 10-13. And an away serve from a player with a stature of Siret there is quite something. You do not want to lose those easy balls. Vital is there. Wilson again.
Very quick on the center attack right there. Very quick and a very high jump.
Yes.
Very high jump.
Very high vertical jump from Wilson. Just the same thing that we've seen from Lagat. Abraham Lagat. Again, Equity Bank in the center there. Well, now he's in the front court, Abraham. Wilson goes to serve.
It's over received
Picks
and
it. Toll has it.
It's a point for KFS or Equity. I do not know. There seems to be a net touch there.
No, that point goes to Equity.
Well, it does go to Equity.
Vital is there having a conversation with the coach. Wilson again with that service. Nicely picked up by Kamau there. John Kihanya.
Again, the ball is too close to the net. Too far from the right position to attack that ball. You want it as far.
The power that Kihanya plays it with, that goes all the way back out.
It speaks volumes about him.
He's
He's
really
able
good with his
to
attacks,
make
Kihanya.
a point even with the error in setting.
Yep. Ivan there. Will he give away another point? Goes all the way to Vitalis and Otieno there. With the one-man block is able to stop Vitalis Wekesa. Look at that.
He does go high. He
does observe first. He also has that good jump.
Very good jump.
Also pretty tactical, more like what something similar to Daniel Kipto of
yes.
Administration Police.
Very similar.
Yeah. So what they are not able to do with the height limitation, they compensate that
with the tact.
With the being, tactical. Again, Vitalis goes in hard, tries to play it off the hands of Otieno there, but he plays it out of court. Look at that. Beautiful attack, yes, but the direction
out
there
of court.
sends it out of court, and Equity Bank have to rethink their attack formation there.
And the scores have been really
now
reduced to 2 points.
2 points between the two teams.
I think both teams, there seems to be a problem in mastering the finishing of a set.
Yep.
Most of the teams have a good start, then the finishing is a challenge. Some have a bad start and know how to contain it enough to have a good finish.
You can see the chatter that they are having there, the Equity players who are on the sidelines there. And you see, it's one thing that happens with players who are not on court. Usually they always feel like I should have done something different.
Always, like they say, mashabiki ndio wanaumia. So you see a lot of things that you might want to do different. The people, when you're inside the court, you don't quite see it the way those who are outside, probably because of their
that service. Oh,
another
did he
attack,
jump high?
Lagat is really a good attack
for Equity Bank. And look at that blocking formation. Toll couldn't even. Look at that.
And also the setter having set that ball in the center position was really something.
They were actually expecting that it would go to the other the flanks. Kamau picks that up poorly.
Trying to spin it, it's on the net.
To spin it and,
well, I think today is not Kihanya's day. It really isn't Kihanya's day.
Like I said yesterday, it takes a team, really. Yeah. So even if he's on top form, but the ball is not getting to the setter there. Look at that.
It really
reception. It goes back to Kihanya now.
There he goes, and it's still in play.
Vitalis sends it out of play.
Seems to be inside. It is inside.
There's a touch out actually.
Well,
looking at what the referee, the sign that he gave there. The ball is out of court, yes.
Yes, and
but there seems to have been a touch out. Abraham Kimboy still with the service. Kamau again with another poor reception. These easy points that are being given out to Equity Bank, and of course you've seen the power that John Kihanya attacks it with, so much so that the libero there, look at that, he just defended himself really.
Practically defended himself. It's and
John Kihanya goes to serve. 4 points between the two teams now. Kehanya with that jump service back to the libero there. And it is Red who sends it out.
It is outside.
He isn't in his usual form, Siret.
Yes, he seems to be low today, but again, it's always
something that is missing.
It's normal for players. You would see that one day you'd be on top form, then some days you're not. Kehanya, that is. I think the coach needs to make a serious change on that position. He needs to take a break, maybe not quite stay out. Take a break. You need that break sometimes.
Because he was the game changer. Well, it wasn't enough really to contain TVC's onslaught, but it was quite something. Ivan trusted by his setter there, but Tol is too slow to pick the rebounds. Look at that.
Still in play.
It hits the hands of Abraham Lagat there. But Lagat is also really good in his defense. Vitalis, John Kehanya picks it. Oh, there's a fight there.
No communication.
No one is injured.
Attempt to block it, but it was over received.
Mental games there. John
Kehanya is still on and off.
Those pipes. Like I said, it takes a team.
It does take a team. But when push comes to shove, you want to show your worth, because the team clearly is depending on you, and the fact that they choose to depend on you means that you're equal to the task.
Tol decides to jump. Will that ball cross the net? It does. Mugo.
A beautiful set, very beautiful set from Mugo. Trust Mugo to split those blocks. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming.
Ivan was out of position as well. He could have picked that up easily. Lagat goes to serve for Equity. Kehanya picks it up. Is it Ivan again? Played in the middle there.
Still in play.
Mugo. Mugo tries to play the witty game. Kamau there sees the... it's
outside. It is out of play.
There was some idea there.
A very good idea,
and the blocking defense was.
And Kehanya setting that ball in a very interesting way.
Yeah,
probably
something similar to what I see Nishida and Ishikawa do.
Yes.
So you'd think one is going to attack, and then they decide, even after doing that beautiful swing,
they decide to set ball.
It, and whoever is left really has no one to block them, and they played really, really beautifully there, the Japanese guys.
22-17.
Equity Bank are on a home stretch now. Otieno with that service. Siret picks it up. Goes away.
Is it blocked? It is blocked.
Yeah, it is blocked. It is blocked by one man, Kennedy Mugo.
Well, 2 points to go. 2 points to go to call it a set for
Equity Bank.
Mugo
Bank there with the service. Will this be a 3-0 win for Equity Bank?
It looks like it's going to be a 3-0.
Mugo with that
and
well
played. Unfortunately, it was too much. Couldn't come back.
It actually, I think, bounced off the head of one of the blockers there. And
it happens a lot, and that means that blocker really jumps high.
Yeah.
They really jump high. In order to block that ball with your head, but again, in the rules of volleyball, you can play this ball with whatever part of your body, as long as it hits you and goes up. We've seen players being hit even on the chest, especially in the men's side, and it's really interesting because the person who gets that ball hits it very hard.
Come out with that nice service there.
Good set. And
that is a good set by Abraham Kipkemboy there, and the free ball that comes in, they are not able to pick it.
Was it a deflection or a dodge? I am not sure.
Was a dodge. Look at that. Look at Siret.
He did
just
dodge.
Decides to play it smart.
Casually walking back to position. Like
now they are at set point, Equity Bank.
24-18 for Equity, still in play.
John Kehanya, it goes to him.
Let's try.
See.
Too close to the net. It's outside or
ball goes
block
out of court, and that marks the end of the second set between Equity Bank and Kenya Forest Service. Of course, Equity having overdrawn from the KFS Bank.
Actually, it's a raid, I think.
They have raided them, really.
It was an attempt by KFS that was stopped on the track by Equity.
Well, the results would have been different had they maintained their lead
and
KFS
composure
in the first set. Now they have given away this set with an even bigger margin. That was, I think, like 7 points.
7
So
points
the first
difference.
set ended with 27-25 in favor of Equity Bank. Now, again, Equity Bank 25-18.
And really, that loss set pace for Equity's performance and KFS performance. They saw it. They were sure they were going to take the first set. You want, even if you're going to lose, to at least walk away with a point. Unfortunately, as it looks right now, that might not be the case for KFS.
Just
Equity
wait and
coming in hard.
yeah.
We wait and see.
Look
again.
at the stats again, and you'll see that they have a lot of errors. A lot of errors from Kenya Forest Service, and that means therefore that Equity Bank have gotten more points from that. It's clear there.
Well,
yeah? You can see from the opponent errors there.
Statistics show it quite clearly. 25 for Equity and 18 for KFS. The attack position, we are seeing 10 for KFS and 13 for Equity, coming in very hard.
Even the
blocks. The blocks for Equity were really solid, with 3 against 1 for KFS. And the service, both teams, a lot of errors we've been seeing in the serving department. The opponent's error, we've seen Equity have 9 and 7 for KFS. 7 KFS giving away a lot of points to Equity for free, so we can see that translated into that big margin in the set points.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, so ladies and gents, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a short break, but just remember that immediately after the break, when the other set begins, we'll let you know how you can be able to walk away with a branded hoodie from Trailblazers volleyball club. Do not go too far.
Do not go too far. Set of this particular match, Equity against Forest Rangers. Equity having run away with 2 sets right now. Very deciding win in the second set, 25-18 against KFS. Is it going to be a 3-0 win for Equity, or is KFS planning on making a comeback? We wait and see.
Anything is possible, but like we saw yesterday, Siret has been stopped on his tracks by a one-man block. I've even forgotten what I was saying about yesterday's match.
Look
at that.
Very fast.
So I was saying Kenya Ports Authority versus KDF. On that end, it was 1 set, then another one. 1 set and then another one. Like KDF started by winning the first set. KPA won the next. KDF won another one. KPA won, and then of course they won the final set. Is it going to happen here? Equity Bank have an advantage already.
They do have an advantage.
So,
keeping in mind that KPA were not the favorites yesterday, probably that is what drove them into winning that particular match.
And again, like
good change in the attack for Equity. A very good change. It was expected to be attacked on the diagonal, but look at that change.
And it is Siret again with that pipe there. 2 points each. Siret goes to serve, picked up by Kamau there. Otieno thinks about the flanks. He's still in play. Vitalis gives it away easily, and now it goes to the pipe there by John Kihanya. and it seems that he crossed the line. That point goes to Equity Bank, if I'm not so wrong. Yes, that point is given away to Equity Bank.
Good service.
And,
too high. It was too high for that line of attack. Seemingly losing tact again.
Oh, they actually
in
got
this.
that point.
They did get the point. Not sure what happened about that.
Maybe there was a net touch. I don't know.
Probably whoever touched that net really wanted to block that ball.
Oh, now Basil is in court for Equity Bank, the libero. Look at the way he picks it. Oh, what a beautiful pipe.
A very nice
I'm just, I like the way Abraham Kipkemboi there for Equity Bank, who is an opposite hitter, and the way he keeps playing those beautiful, beautiful pipes. I think it takes a lot of trust by the setter, right, to be able to do that.
It does take a lot of trust
and
and
get points while at it. Look at that.
It
Another
does.
block
It does take a lot of trust, and
Um,
also keeping
He's
in
gotten a
mind
lot
that
of points, Abraham.
the reception area is very good. When the receivers do their work, the setter has a field day in feeding these balls. But when there's no reception, then it becomes a problem because all these balls are out of position for the setter to set the ball comfortably. In most cases, they set it while on the move, which is not quite accurate. So yeah, the reception area is really working.
They are able to get that point again easily. Vitalis there. Not doing what was expected of him in that blocking defense. And Kenya Forest trailing just by 1 point. Vitalis goes for it. Otieno had foreseen that, but the angle there takes the ball flying out of court. Quite interesting, the development here. Look at that, Tiero. And John Kihanya does what he does best.
Touch outs, touch outs, touch outs. It has worked for him in the better part of the other matches. This match, I'm not quite sure about that. But the fact that he's still on court means that the coach really trusts him.
Yep.
Needs to change step, as my brothers and sisters in the forces like to say. Ball still in play.
See that.
No attempt whatsoever at
Yeah,
picking
the
that
level
ball.
was too far as well to,
While
pick
Christian
that.
Chore is making an observation here that there are a lot of services errors on the Kenyan league teams in this particular league competition. I don't know what contributes to that. He says it could be carelessness, maybe. You don't know what that is. But I'm sure the element of losing services is squarely the responsibility of that particular player, because you have that.
I'm wondering if that is the same observation he has when these matches are played indoors.
Yes, I would
Probably
want
something
to know that.
We would want to observe, I think, over time. We hope that we are going to play these indoors next time so that we also make an assessment of how that goes. But quite an observation there from Chore.
It goes a long way in costing a team a win when you lose a lot of services.
Look at what happened yesterday with KDF. Just look at what happened with them.
Yes, that is a very
silly errors that in the end were costly. Kihanya
all outside, like you say,
another one,
a lot of
there
errors
for
on the
Chore.
services.
More data for his analysis.
Absolutely, more data for his analysis. And it cuts across both teams losing a lot of services. I do not know why. Well, we are yet to find out. We will make the comparison with the matches that have been played in the past in the indoor facilities, but very many service errors right here. Well, some feedback from our online viewers. Caroline Joki, good morning. I love what I'm seeing. Thank you very much kwa kujiunga nasi. Well, Dennis Baraza is watching from Mombasa. Asante sana. Franco
Karibu sana kwa kuungana
Wainaina,
nasi.
KFS Gogo. You can make it. Anything is possible in volleyball. Marble, KFS, hamko serious. Volleyball ni ngumu. Volleyball ni ngumu sana. Actually, you should know that. And maybe it's not quite the day for them.
Yeah, and you can see some of the fans are actually walking out to go to the other outdoor court that has Prisons Kenya, and I think Prisons Western preparing
A
to
battle
play.
between the brothers, right?
Yes.
Big brother and the smaller brother. The smaller one,
Sibling rivalry.
Western,
Just
seem
about
to
to
be.
start there.
Well, we'll be giving you feedback on that particular match.
Is
in
it
due
Prisons
course.
Western or Prisons Nairobi? We will find out.
We will
that
find out
shortly.
in due
But
course.
really, it's a battle between brothers. Yeah, so it's confirmed that it is Prisons Western. Let's see how that goes. It's Equity Bank are running away again
They are.
with this set, and it seems it's going to be a 3-0 win for Equity Bank, but they give away that point to KFS. Now we need to give away that hoodie, Florence.
We do need to give away that hoodie. Well, we should be sharing the question for the day in a few. And good luck to those who will attempt in answering that question.
Of course, the trick is you have to be the first one to
You need to be the first one to
answer that question correctly.
Yes,
like
yes.
we did on Friday. And Dominic Mwangombe was successful in
Winning,
walking away with that branded hoodie. So we are interested in knowing which year was TVC founded. Which year was the Trailblazers Volleyball Club founded? I dare add the month to make it a little bit complicated.
A little bit tricky.
Yeah, so which year and which month was Trailblazers Volleyball Club founded? Let us know in the comment section.
We are waiting.
If you're the first one to answer, of course, you stand a chance at winning our branded hoodie.
Yes, we are waiting for the answer to that question. If you really are, remember we want the year and month. The year and month. Kindly find the year and the month. KFS trailing at 9, Equity 14. Equity taking charge of this set, taking the home run, trying to finish up and go to other business, I suppose.
Yes, they're just, oh yeah, that's 16 points. They're even getting closer to that 20-point mark, Equity Bank. And Wilson there again going back to serve. Look at that. There is a net touch there. It was a beautiful attack by KFS, but because of that net touch, that point goes to well, the second referee thought that there was a net, but I think the first referee saw something else. Now, what do we have in the comment section?
We do have a lot of answers in the comment section, starting off with Lilian Bitutu, 2021. We asked for the year and the month.
We asked for the year and the month, so Bitutu, thank you so very much.
Thank you for trying. Same to Dominic Mwangombe, attempting to take another hoodie. Unfortunately,
Dominic,
you didn't answer the month. Stephen, same to you. You have given us just the year. Well, Stanley Kimanzi again, just a year. Stephen Kaungu, November of what?
November
2019,
of what?
2018,
2016?
2015. We do not know. Rotich Solomon again, just the year. Dominic Mwangombe says 2021 November. Well, it's a tricky situation right here because we are seeing that Lilian Bitutu said the year in the beginning, and I would say after then she said November. So
No.
this is really tricky. I don't
So
know.
whoever answered with the year and month
On the
um,
same.
as a single answer is the correct is the winner. It's actually November 2021.
It is November 2021, and
so does it mean that all these hoodies will go to
actually
Dominic?
I would correct that. Stephen Kaungu said 2021 November.
Oh, it's Kaungu.
Kaungu seems to have taken it today.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations, Kaungu. Another interesting
Mwangombe again.
an interesting answer here from Edith Wisa. Edith Wisa actually even mentioned the date. She said 15,
now this one is getting
11,
even
2021.
So, but who was the first one to?
The first one, if you're fair in this, you're going to be fair. It's Stephen Kaungu. Kaungu, congratulations on winning your branded hoodie from TVC. Thank you, everyone, for attempting to answer our today's question. This
you said Wisa?
Wisa plays for the national team. Actually gave us the date.
So what we are going to do is we are also going to give Edith Wisa branded hoodie.
Yes, that is a very accurate. That is a true fan of TVC.
We are going to give both of them these branded hoodies. So what you are going to do is send us your details in the DM, Facebook DM. So just go to Facebook and send us your details and in terms of the sizes and your location, so that we know how to get them to you. So just send us your name, of course,
and we will get
your phone number.
Stephen Kaungu seems to be around.
And your sizes. He's around.
He's saying that he's coming to pick it up.
Then
Karibu
come to the van and we will get it to you. Congratulations to Wisa and Kaungu.
Hongera sana.
Equity Bank are now in the home stretch, 7 points ahead in this third and seemingly final set of this particular match.
And there seems to have been quite some changes with Philip.
Two changes. Philip is on court now for Equity Bank. There is another change as well that they have done. Equity, we will let you know. Tall there with that beautiful attack, but it wasn't enough to secure that point. So Equity Bank are at 21 points, KFS 13. So for Equity as well, they have brought in Cecil Wekesa.
Ball is still in play, and again the
John
aspect
Kehanya
of the
there.
ball being too close to the net. Seems like Kehanya's ball, the attack position, he prefers it farther from the net and farther to the edge of the pitch compared to the balls that he has attempted to attack from, I would say, 2 meters inside the pitch. Seems to be a lot of hands in the air that are proving to make it quite difficult for him to make those attacks.
I can sense from their demeanor, Forest, that they have given up. That they have given up this particular set. That ball is still in play, strangely. But it seems to be a net touch.
A net
touch.
touch.
Like that from
Equity is
Philip
still maintaining a very comfortable lead.
And now it is Tall there going to serve. It is 7 points. This one is actually 8 points.
8 points ahead. There, we make it 9.
Wekesa for Equity Bank.
I guess what's left for KFS is to do a bit of disaster management, because those points are too low for them.
23-14. This one is as good as done. Philip Mugo with that service. It's John Kehanya who picks it up. And is he able to kill it? Yes, he is. Come out there for Kenya for his service. Otieno just being a little bit more creative. Mugo there was not well positioned to pick it up and take it back to play. Otieno goes to serve for Equity. Eli as well is in court for Equity Bank.
Well,
that beautiful reception there, and Cecil Wekesa plays it nicely. but it's out of court, so Tien goes to serve again. Basil almost over-receives it, but Mugo still finds a way of making use of it. And now they are at set point, Equity Bank.
Again, a 16 of KFS.
Well, it seems that the margin is going to growing even long. That margin is wide and compared to the other sets. Ndongo with that jump serve, he has all the latitude to make errors, and he does make one.
He does make one.
They usually say if you make a mistake, make it confidently.
True, very true. But at least be confident at doing it.
I mean, what is the worst that could happen? They are at
24
at set point. Basil picks that up really nicely, and then Eli goes in to kill it.
Still in play, could it be an
Mugo
opposite
gives
attack,
it to,
and it's done.
Abraham Kimboy there, and he finishes it.
Equity has it. Equity has it.
With a clean sheet there.
3 points.
3-0 win against Kenya Forest Service. They have played really, really well, Equity Bank. The coaches there having a conversation. I am sure we would have been seeing a different reaction from the Equity Bank coach there.
Yes.
Had this result been the opposite of what he's been able to achieve today.
And again,
but yeah, he has to be proud. He's won this really easily. It was a beautiful comeback, of course, in the first set, 27-25, and then 25-18, now 25-17. So it means KFS started on a high, and because of that comeback by Equity Bank, they really, really dropped.
It's quite unfortunate for KFS. A win in this case, or a point in this case, would have made their look progressing on in the other matches look a bit more promising. Maybe even have a shot at getting into the playoffs, much as it's a clear shot at that. But again, Equity having the experience they have and the level of players that they have on board, well, they made that impossible for KFS.
And
unfortunate for KFS.
Let me ask, KFS have lost all their matches this weekend, right?
They have lost all their matches.
Volleyball
they
Club.
have.
They lost against Kenya Army yesterday. It was a 3-1 win for Kenya Army, and now 3-0 against Equity Bank. Here are the match statistics for the last set, 25-17. Points from attack, 13 for Equity Bank and 7 for KFS. Points from and from the blocking area, 3 for Equity Bank and 2 for KFS. There was no service aces, and then of course the opponent errors. Equity had more at 9 and KFS 8. The next match is between the Kenya Ports Authority and Vihiga Volleyball Club. I think it is one of the counties that has invested in the different disciplines in sport, and so they are playing Kenya Ports Authority next. On the other side, it's Prisons Western versus Prisons Kenya. Later on, we'll have Prisons Nairobi versus KDF, and then I think the last match of the day will be between Kenya Army and the General Service Unit, because I do not think Prisons Nyanza are around, so the administration police side may not play today. So that is sort of the rundown of the matches that are going to play. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you for keeping this lively. For those who have won their jerseys, you said it's Mwangombe?
Yes, Mwangombe.
No, it's not Mwangombe.
It's not Mwangombe. It's
just get that name right again. And then, like he said, if you are around, come to our van where we are doing this broadcast, and then we will get that to you. For Wisa, if you're not at NYAYO Stadium, let us know your details via our Facebook DM, and we will surely get the branded hoodie to you as well. Remember to continue subscribing to the channel and keep your notifications bell on so that you are able to know every time we go live. We are going to bring you the next match, of course, live from NYAYO Stadium as well. From the commentating desk, it's been yours truly, Manuel Yegon for TVC, and my
Florence Bosire coming in live from the NYAYO National Stadium. We hope to see you in the next game. KPA against...
it is Kenya Ports Authority versus Vihiga.
Vihiga.
Yes, it's Vihiga.
Yes, keep
Vihiga
it locked.
County.
Keep it locked.
So do not go too far.
Rezas! No,